Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha and I will be your host for today, providing you with the latest sports news in and outside the country. Of course, there is a lot happening and coming up. Some of this we'll hear today and others on tomorrow's show. And now for the latest on the hit list. And today on the hit list, we start off with African stars that are making Cape Town their home. African Stars team manager Andrew Shahikika is happy with how the team has settled ahead of their Big CAF Champions League preliminary round fixture to be played in Cape Town. The team, which traveled to South Africa on Saturday, have already had a few training sessions as well as one friendly match as they prepare to face Ugandan Premier League side Vipers FC on Friday. The match is set to kick off at 1800 hours as both teams will be aiming to draw first blood in a crucial two-legged match. Shaikika revealed that they began their training on Sunday, a day after they arrived in Cape Town. The football club has continued to have training sessions after their victory against Shosholoza FC from Cape Town. They beat them 8-0. Shahikika expressed confidence in the players even if they are playing their home game away in South Africa. The match will be played at the Athlone Stadium in Cape Town before the second leg moves to Uganda at the Stan Mary Stadium, Kitende, on 27 September. The team will be using the Athlone Stadium due to the fact that Namibia does not currently have any stadiums accredited by FIFA and CAF. Of course, the Namibian champions are eager to make it out of the preliminary groups for the first time ever since they started playing in the CAF Champions League. It is indeed one of those big ones for African stars. Of course, Shaikika also mentioning that the team doesn't currently have any injury concerns in that matter. And now we return back home where football clubs are really struggling due to the fact that the league has not started yet. The uncertainty surrounding football in the country has prompted most clubs to stop paying players' salaries. Some clubs, however, have negotiated to pay only a training allowance fee for now, with significant reductions to wages. Those still managing to pay small salaries are unsure how long they can maintain the payments before their funds run dry. At present, there is no clear indication of when the Football League will start. The country's top flight competition currently has no sponsor after former backers Debmarine Namibia withdrew. Debmarine Namibia initially came to the league's rescue during the 2022-2023 season, spending an aggregated of about 50 million up to the completion of the 2024-25 campaign. However, the company has now come under financial pressure due to the downturn in the diamond mining sector. Demand for natural diamonds has decreased amid the rise of lab-grown stones, as well as failing prices, which have impacted the company's growth. Of course, owner of Okahanja United FC, Congo Hinjo, confirmed that his team has not even started training because there has been no indication of when the league will resume. We are now playing players. We are not paying players because there is no confirmation that the league will start anytime soon. We do not even train because that means we would have to pay the players for their time. We do not want to risk having players train because it also means we have to pay for stadiums and many other things, Injo said. Thomas Nampo also confirmed through a source that they are currently not paying players. Most of the squad are employed by the Namibian police force and therefore still receive salaries from their main employment. This also is the sentiments of other clubs in the league. An owner who chose to remain anonymous said he has no income and therefore unable to pay the players. Clubs like Blue Waters, however, the chairman Matthias Haufiku said they are paying players who are under contract with the club but not in full due to restricted income. The problem is that we might lose these players if we fail to pay their salaries because we have contracts to honor. We have, however, agreed that we are not able to pay them full amounts because we know that there are no funds coming from NFA or sponsors at the moment, Matthias Haufiku said. Now let's look at how the FIFA World Cup qualifiers groups in Africa looks like. Of course, it has been a big one there. This games concluded last week, and as of course the English Premier League commenced. But let's just take a look at that group A. We have the Egyptians there with 20 points, and then we have Burkina Faso 15 points, Sierra Leone with 12, Guinea-Bissau 10 points, Ethiopia 6 points, Djibouti 1 point. And we look at Group B there, the Senegalese Lions of Teranga and marginally lead there, 18 points ahead of DR Congo, Sudan 12, Togo 7, Mauritania 6, and South Sudan 4. It is quite a close group, and if you talk about close groups, it's Group C there where South Africa is involved. South Africa there 17 points on the lead, but Benin breathing on their neck with 14 points. Nigeria has lamented, and well, many people have already started wondering why Nigeria are struggling like this. They only have 11 points, Lesotho 6, Zimbabwe 4. Well, it looks like Zimbabwe's dream of reaching the World Cup will definitely not be possible. And we take a look at Group D, Cape Verde, the surprise packages of African football. They're 19 points. Quite an astonishment in how this small country has actually managed to lead the likes of Cameroon, who are in second place with 15, Libya 14 in third, Angola 10, Mauritius 5, and Eswatini only 2 points there. And then we go to Group E there, where we have Morocco already qualifying definitely to the World Cup there, 21 points. Tanzania, the closest team, only having 10. Niger 9, Zambia 6, Congo 1, Eritrea with no points there. And then Group F, of course, so close as well. If you look at Ivory Coast and Gabon, their chase is on. 1 point separating these two, with Ivory Coast leading with 20 points, and then Gabon 19 points. Gambia 10, Burundi 10, Kenya 9, Seychelles no points at all. We go to Group G, also very close there. Uganda doing very well in these qualifiers, but Algeria, of course, leading that one with 19 points. And then we have that is Uganda with 15, Mozambique 15, Guinea 11, Botswana 9, Somalia only 1 point. And then you go to, that's Group H there. If you look at that green spot, it shows that that team is in pole position. And that's the group which we have so much interest in. You can see that Namibia there also very much in the mix of things. If you look at the screen once again, you will see how the teams are looking there in Group H, where you have Tunisia 22 points, Namibia 15, Liberia 11, Malawi 10, Equatorial Guinea 10, and Sao Tome and Principe with no points at all. Group I, of course, Ghana 19, Madagascar also pushing very hard, Comoros, Mali 12 points, Central African Republic 5, and Chad only 1 point. So it is indeed an interesting scenario. Remember also that the teams that finish second, like the likes of Namibia, will still have a chance to qualify or to qualify for the playoffs, which are always so difficult in terms of the teams and how they fare. So the point margins and all that will play a role as far as that is concerned. We'll now cross over to the marketplace before we return with more news. Well, the rugby competition continues. We will have a big one also here, which is the Silver Cup taking place. We also await the Gold Cup as well, but that won't be this weekend, of course. But let's just enjoy some of the highlights from the previous weekend when UNAM battled Wanderers.
Ons vat gou advertentiebreek. Ja, hierso was dan die eerste 3 wat die hakker Marcel Klein van 'n lynstaande dryf afgedruk het vir UNAM. Dit was so binne die eerste 4 minute. Toegeken deur skeieregter Dani Koen. Die doelskop deur Delron Brandt. Die was mis gewees. Links verby gewees. Later ook 'n strafskop waarmee Delron Brandt wel geslaag het om hulle telling toe in daai stadium 8-0 te maak en hierso 'n bal wat UNAM op die aanval verloor het, vinnig gespeel daarna Tolly Chipute en wat sy bene gerek het uit sy eie diep uit sy eie gebied uit en vir AJ Zal en vir Delron Brandt weggehardloop het om onder die paal aan die ander kant van die veld te gaan druk. Delron Brandt wel geslaag met 'n strafskop daar van die oorkant af. UNAM se totaal gevat na daai ene was eintlik mis geweest. Hierdie ene was oor. UNAM se telling wat toe in daai stadium 11 geword het. En toe hierdie tweede 3 deur Wanderers teruggespeel na die skramskakel Reuben Botha op die voet, rolskoppie wat reg wip vir Nandi Karuombe, niemand voor hom nie en hy druk sonder dat daar hand op hom gelê word. 5 waardevolle punte. Dit word 7 met die doelskop deur Danko Burger. En dan so kort tydjie voor rustyd, 5 meter skram, basies amper net so 'n bietjie meer as 5 meter. Kian Fransman 'n fop aangee na Danko Burger toe en is Johan Duisel wat reguit maak en hy gaan druk onder die pale. Dit was 'n maklike skop gewees vir Danko Burger. Hy was tussen die pale deur. En dit dan die 21 punte wat Wanderers op die oomblik het, so net voor rustyd was dit weer 'n strafskop gewees vir Delron Brandt. En dit dan die 14 punte. Ons wat gou advertentiebreek, dit dan die stand van sake hierso by die FNB UNAM stadion in hierdie JSB Gold Cup wedstryd. Ons is net nou terug met die tweede helfte. Ons is gereed om gou net vir van die hoogtepunte te wys van die tweede helfte wat ons dan hier gesien het by die FNB UNAM stadion. Hier was 'n stadion wat so 'n stofwolkie verbygekom het en dit was CJ Kutse gewees, die skramskakel nommer 9 wat daar oorgeduik het vir daai 3. Skeieregter Dani Koen het dit wel uiteindelik toegeken. Die doelskop deur Delron Brandt, die was tussen die pale deur gewees en dit het die telling dan gelyk opgemaak so kort na rustyd, maar Edward Trotsky wat daar sterk weggebars het van 5 meter skram af en seker gemaak het hy self gaan drukkie 3. Stewige hakker, soms 8ste man daar vir Wanderers en herstel dan die 7 punte. Ja, weerskante van die speel dan Delron Brandt en Danko Burger wat met strafskoppe geslaag het om die telling dan in daai stadium 31-24 te maak. Weer UNAM was dit UNAM wat die volgende 3 gedruk het. Oorgeduik daar deur die plaasvervanger flank Newton Makaka met die nommer 19 trui aan. 3 gedruk naby die pale vir Delron Brandt. Net 1 tree nodig en stuur die bal tussen die pale deur. En Wanderers wat aangeval het hierso met SW Keen. Wanderers se Johan Duisel wat die bal aan 'n ander gekry het, gereken het, hulle is op pad doellyn toe. Maar teruggebring hierso vir 'n strafskop en dit was dan uiteindelik die wenpunte gewees deur Danko Burger, strafskop wat hy omtrent van die halflyn af net so binnekant die halflyn tussen die pale deurgestuur het. Met tyd verstreke het Reuben Botha dan die bal daar gegee vir die loskakel Kian Fransman, of althans vir Danko Burger wat die bal net uitgeskop het. 34-31 dan die eindtelling. Dit is dan FNB Wanderers wat deurseil na die finaal toe volgende naweek in die Hagie Geingob Stadion teen FNB Grootfontein. Die span wat hulle gewen het daar in die noorde vroeër in die kompetisie en herontmoeting dan tussen die twee spanne. Ons sien uit, ons sal dan volgende naweek daai wedstryd vir julle uitsaai op NTV. Tot dan, van my, Andrew Poelman en die res van die NTV uitsaai span, sê ons eers totsiens.
Hey everyone, you can catch Chill Sessions every Saturday on NTV at 7 p.m. Chill Sessions is the show where we take you in and around the country, counting down the trending music videos for the week you don't want to miss out.
Now, what is a Thursday without a throwback? It's Throwback Thursday, of course, and we go down memory lane where Brian Munango has been speaking to several athletes on Athletes World, and after that it will be Arioha to give us the latest international news and to say goodbye. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, see you tomorrow at the same time and place. Goodbye.
Yes, viewers, we are back with another episode of Athletes World, and for this one, I am joined by none other than Zoe Waldschmidt. Before we talk about anything else, please tell me, how old are you?
19.
19. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. A whole 19-year-old that likes motorbikes. Zoe, tell me, where did your passion for motorbikes start, and when did you get into this whole motorbike thing?
My motocross passion actually started when I was very young. I got my first bike when I was 5. That was a quad. And it basically just started because of my dad, obviously his experience of doing motocross and enduro and the Dakar, and my uncle also rode when he was younger. So basically when I was born there was just bikes everywhere. And my mom actually told me an interesting fact that I actually kicked the first time in her stomach when my dad was on the start gates at a race. And I think I started racing when I was about 9, 10. Because when I started when I was younger at 7 with the bike, motocross died down for a bit, so there wasn't actually races. So when it started up again, then I was on a 50 and I was on the track.
Hi, welcome to We Talk, your weekly hub for inspiring stories and community highlights. In Talk of the Town, we bring you the latest news from Windhoek and the surrounding towns. Need weekend plans? The We Chill segment has the coolest and best events lined up for you. For all the foodies, We Dine explores the hottest dining spots, and for We Do Business, we celebrate the inspiring entrepreneurs. Finally, We Care celebrates the heroes making a difference in their communities. So don't forget to catch We Talk every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 20.
only happens once.
Yeah.
So you can't go to matric twice. That moment is only there, and when it's gone, all you have of it is photos and video clips. So what made you decide on putting the world champs one side and deciding, okay, look, I'm gonna do matric. I might do matric. Okay, it's still 60-40, which might still change, but it's might. I think you're more towards the matric.
Yeah. No, I thought to myself, I'm only gonna have matric farewell once with my friends, and then yeah, the track, it's difficult. And the thing is, I have to put in a lot of time if I really want to prepare myself 110% for that track. And I mean, it's matric farewell. Matric farewell.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. I think that's the better choice, because like you said, it's your friends. If you miss that moment, you don't want to come back and come hear everyone telling you, yo, Vivi, it's one hard and it was nice. Where were you? You don't want that to happen.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news first. The Champions League that continued, and it was Liverpool that had a tough game, and that was against Atletico Madrid at home, and they led 2-0, but in the end it was an injury time goal by Virgil van Dijk, and that was a 3-2 win for Liverpool. And it was also the birthday of Arne Slot, the coach of Liverpool, on that evening. Other results from the Champions League: Bayern Munich, they had a good win. They beat Chelsea by 3-1. That was a home game. And then PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, beat Atalanta by 4-0. Inter Milan, they've got a good away win, and they beat Ajax Amsterdam, and the score there was 2-0. And it is the English Premier League that will continue this coming weekend. The big games coming up: Liverpool at home against Everton. That's Saturday, and that's a big Merseyside derby. And then other two big games: Manchester United at home against Chelsea, and probably the biggest one on Sunday will be Arsenal at home against Manchester City. So that's the English Premier League continuing. On to rugby news. It is Springbok rugby coach Rassie Erasmus announced his group. That is for the games coming up against Argentina. That is 27 September and the 4th of October. And the big news there is that he's got injury concerns, or he's got an injury at fullback. Apalele Fassi, he's out, and he's injured, and Willie Leroux also not selected. So we'll probably go to Damien Willemse to play fullback, or Sasha Van Beek and Kumazula can also play at the fullback. And then news from Australia is that James O'Connor, he's recalled to the Australian team. He flew all the way to England to play club rugby. He's 35 years old, and he thought his test days was over, but he was included in the squad to play against the All Blacks, and that is for the game the 27th of September. That is in Auckland. And then it's also on the 4th of October that Australia will host the All Blacks. So that game will be played in Perth. To close off international sports news, it is Formula 1 racing news. It is Azerbaijan. That's the next Grand Prix coming up this coming weekend. And it is Oscar Piastri still leading the points table with 31 points. He's leading over his teammate Lando Norris. It is Piastri on 324 points. It is Norris 293 points. And then Max Verstappen, that won the previous weekend, he's on 230. So that's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.